Hey guys and gals, you ready for a trip? Here we have the Family Holiday Beach Resort by LEGO Friends. This is set number 42673, contains 1,140 pieces, retails for $129.99, and the set was provided by the LEGO Group for review. Thank you, LEGO, and yeah, that price doesn't sound too bad considering the price of going on vacation now is kind of getting high. But look what we have here. We got Baby Turtle, Dolphin, Liann, Nova, Sage, Christopher, Mischa, and Aron. So we got a nice bunch there. And honestly, just by first impressions, this looks very fun. This looks really fun to explore. Look at all the things we get to do here. Look at all these accessories. And we've got a slide and all that stuff. And just the box art alone is grabbing my attention. And now LEGO claims this set can be built from 1 to 4 builders, which is pretty cool because that means the family can pitch in and have fun too. Here's a better look at the minifigures and accessories we have on top. And yeah, look at all that you get in there. That's really cool. Now, let's look at the back here without whacking the camera. And yeah, this is pretty much the same thing that's on the front of the box. And I have a feeling this is all going to be stickers. I'm hoping some of that's at least printed. And yeah, this doesn't look too bad at all. I mean, this would be a nice little vacation set, especially for us who are stuck at home. Let's unbox this and see what kind of goodies we have inside here. Now, I don't expect sand and ocean waves to come flying out of the box, but, well, you can just pretend. Well, that side is always hard to untape for some reason. So, I don't know. And, well, yeah, let's pop it open and see exactly what we got in here. Okay, I thought these were going to be papered, so at least we could see inside here what's going on. And I think the best way I'm going to do this is scoop everything out and set it off to the side, and we'll go through it here. How about that? It makes it a little easier. Well, this time we're going to start with the instructions. Now I'm going to use this as my tray to hold my bags. Now you have to muscle those open now. And yeah, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 building guides. That's not too bad. And don't fall, don't you over there, because we got, yeah, this is, let's pull this up here, and honestly, I am not in the mood to put all those on. And why doesn't LEGO print all this stuff? I don't know. That's a lot of stickers for this, especially these. We know these are going to go on wall panels and stuff. So, you know, why do I have to put the stickers on? Because it is a review offer. And we'll take a better look at the building guides now. So obviously we have that. So it looks like that's isolated. And what I'm looking for is, it says 1 to 4 builders. But what I'm gathering is, it looks like, I think 6 people can build this real easily. I think LEGO just does that to be a little comfortable on things. And yeah, well, let's see what the bag's here. And while I'm here, let's just organize them up here. Now I'm looking for things like brick separators and unique pieces. Well, so far there's 12 bags. That's a lot. Well, okay, here we go. So indeed it does come with a brick separator to help with the build. Now I had a question asked. What do the sets usually start? All my reviews start off at 10s. So right now, except for the stickers, I'm leaning towards a 9 so far. We haven't built it yet, but I can't just judge the set on just that. But just by looking at the bags, it looks like we have a lot of bright colors, but I'm looking at more smaller pieces. So this set's obviously got more of the smaller stuff than something bigger. Why does it matter? Because I'm a mock builder and I like the big stuff. Alright, so we got some random pieces in a bag, and yes, we get slides. Cool, I'll put that over there. So, indeed, it looks like we have 12 numbered bags. There's probably 2 bags per building guide, we don't know. A set of stickers and 6 building guides. And it doesn't look too terribly bad for what this is. And I'm sure this is going to be a fun one to build. So, head over to my second channel. We're going to build this set in several installments. Come back, we'll take a closer look. First, let's start off with the baby turtle. That's essentially what he is. Very small little guy with print work for a shell. And then we got the dolphin. You can name him Flipper, you can name him Thrasher. It depends on what show you've been watching. So just imagine him flipping around there. But that's all he does. And then we have Liann. Nice print work for her torso. And we have, I believe that's Nova. We got Sage, Christopher, and honestly, I thought that was a gal. So, it probably looked better if he had dreads, but I'll leave that for the build installments. Then we have Mischa, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and Aron. He's got himself a little all-terrain wheelchair, and he's got crutches. And yes, he even comes complete with broccoli hair. Isn't that cool? Everybody's rocking that style now. And in addition to all that, we have a lot of accessories that come with it. Let's just kind of run through things real quick here. We got ourselves some little printed coins. It says 5 on them. A little metal detector. Also got a surfboard. There's also another one attached to the surf shop. And that's a sticker. And you got 3 pieces of luggage. And you got a 3-piece luggage set there. Little camera. You also get a little pair of sunglasses to put in the hair. Now, I'll get that later. It fell on the floor. Little ice cream cone with banana ice cream. Boy, I'm Butterfingers today. And no, I'm not like the other guys. I will not edit that out. Little printed passport piece. Little letter. And you also get a set of life jackets. You got to have those for the float. That we'll be taking a look at in a moment or two. These just kind of lasso around your mini doll's head. Not too bad for the accessories. This set has plenty of those to go around here. And honestly though, a nice set of mini dolls and accessories that come with this set. Here we are at the Family Vacation Beach Resort, and as you can tell, there's plenty of things to do here. Let's take a look at this little float. Let's make sure that the focus doesn't go all berserk. So we got a place here to lounge, we got a place for our drinks, got an umbrella and a slide here, and yes, those minifigures or mini dolls can go down there. Better be careful, somebody will get angry about that. But not too bad, and you can see it seats mini dolls just fine. And in the back here, we got ourselves a little check-in area. Looks like Christopher's ready to hit the waves. And they got some chase lounges back here. Here's the resort or a lodge. Off to the left, we got a place to rent surfboards and accessories and flippers. And right over here, we got ourselves a little dock with a little area where you can use a metal detector to find gold. And of course, this opens up to reveal some hidden treasures. We'll take a look at that in a bit. And over here off to the right, got ourselves a little ice cream shack, a little restroom, and a water slide. And that looks really fun. Really fun indeed. Now, this is playable, so we can rotate it around. As you can see, there's just lots of trees, lots of accessories. This set is caked with accessories, including the letter that fell down there. Somebody's ready to send off a postcard. We'll put that on the sleeping bag. Now this looks like this sleeps up to 3 mini dolls, so the other mini dolls will have to sleep outside. And yeah, everything is accessible here. Even for adult hands, I could still fit my fingers in here to set dolls, and if I choose, well, like I said, we'll take a complete close-up tour of this. And it's just fun to look at. So here's the back side here, and there's just enough room here to set a mini doll to 10. The surfboard rental. In addition, you got like a little outdoor shower. There's a spot with the ice cream. And yeah, there's not a whole lot of space here. Be careful, you'll fall into the void. This does open up, but maybe leave that open until we take a closer look. You got an ice cream bar in there and stuff. And here's this side right here. You can obviously see we have a few Easter eggs. We got a little turtle in here, and there's an egg. Hinge that out of the way. So we're obviously hatching some sea tortoises on the back side of the slide. And yeah, this one's just packed with a lot of fun and adventure. Well, what better way to take a look at this with a close-up shot? Here we got Nova lounging on the lounger. Some of these mini dolls, I've already forgot their names already. Sadly, that's a sticker. I was hoping that would be printed. Can't forget Christopher with the surfboard and ice cream. I don't know anybody who's ever surfboard with an ice cream in their hand, but I guess he's going to attempt it. And then right here we got ourselves a little fire ring next to the waterfall with the water slide. That takes you down into the void. You got to be careful, you really fall off of that. It's got some stairs to take you up to the top, and looks really cool. Here's this area with the ice cream booth and the bathroom. We'll take a look at the interior stuff in a bit. Here's the little check-in area. I guess you have to kick the bell in order to get assistance here. And look at all the chase lounges. This thing is ready for action here. Here we got the surf rental shop. And a place to look for hidden treasures. This is kind of odd here, but there is a spot there you can put coins in, and you can just close this up. It's kind of hard when I'm one-handed doing this. Whoops, somebody's already taken a nap. I don't have a cameraman, so this is best as I can do. I think this might be Sage. I don't know. She is obviously putting the metal detector in that hole. You may want to go over here. Put her back up there. Comes with a shovel and some seashells. Little dock here. I like these little palm trees. They're kind of cool. They do work with this build. Now this set is feature rich with accessories. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Oh, and there's a little outdoor shower. It's just fun to explore these friend sets. There's a lot of good build inspiration in these. So you got a place here probably to hang up some stuff. These are just kind of wiggly here. Just enough, like I mentioned, for a mini doll to stand in, but you got some extra helmets and stuff. Here's the main lodge. Looks like we got a bed here next to, looks like maybe a counter or a shelf with a potted plant and some sunscreen. That's cool. And I like that rug there. That'd be good for mosaic tiles for like maybe a mission. Got some more luggage. Little snack area with a chocolate bar and a pineapple and some coconut drinks. At least it comes with 2 stories. This stuff here is printed like this letter and that passport, and you got a set of coins. Everyone's trustworthy in Heart Lake City. Now I do like the way that this is done on the sides here, where it looks like it's maybe a thatched roof. And they just snap onto some clips which are fixed to these roller coaster tracks. Pretty clever. Now for the ice cream area, you can see there's an ice cream bar in there, just some plates and tiles, and some sprinkles and a scoop. I like this cool yellow ice cream piece. That's kind of cool. Got to get more of those. Well, obviously things are expensive in Lego City. We're all using credit card machines now. Here's that bathroom. Little sink and toilet paper. Not too bad. Not a whole lot of privacy. That means somebody can just look in on you. You got to be careful. They should have just put a full door on that. Close up of those turtle and egg. Looks like we got one that's ready to hatch. Just an open space. There's nothing really too exciting in there. Here's the slide. Yeah, nice little trip hazard there. Somebody can take a face plant on the slide. Guys and gals, I gotta have fun with these. And they use some of these round Technic balls for coconuts on that. That's really cool. I wish there was a little bit more to this than just dropping off onto a table or something. Of course, you could just get some 16 by 16 stud medium reserve plates and just build off of this too. And I think that's left up for the builder. And honestly though, you can just see there's so many things to do here. This is cluttered up. And that's a good thing, because the more cluttered the build is, the more play features it has. It looks busy. It looks full. It doesn't look like you're getting skimped out of on anything here. Everything does flow well. And honestly, I'm pretty satisfied with this. How satisfied? Here are my thoughts and opinions. Let's start the review with build quality, and it's average to above average. I did have some pieces fall off, like you can easily knock over these trees. I've done it a few times. Putting this together here, sometimes these will break apart, and some of the accessories can get lost. The trees over here. It's for the most part a pretty strong build, but you got to be careful how you pick this up, because see right here, these are not attached very well. As you saw with the build installments on the second channel, these just snap into place. So it's meant to be built with a group of up to 6 people, and you all put your pieces together, but this is the only downside to this, is that the parts are all separate and they're kind of loose. So if you're building this, build it on something flat, something place that you can easily move this around. This is not quite portable. You have to detach all the parts. And speaking of 6 builders, it's a nice group project. Everybody would get their own building guide and all sorts of stuff. And in addition, a Brick Separator does come with this set for taking apart pieces when making mistakes. And I did make a few mistakes, but the instructions are still easy to follow. Now, my build experience, the set did keep my interest. It's the use of bright colors throughout the build, and also learning some new building techniques in here, like using these tracks in here for the roof was pretty clever. And there's just so much to see here. Now, as far as for play value, there's more than what you can do here for play. There's a lot of things to explore. It's not just a play set. You're also building this too, but look at all the stuff that you could do. It looks busy. Clutter is what makes this set flow together. Everything is related. There's not one or two oddball pieces. Everything just fits perfectly with this. It's just a nice set to look at, as well to play around with and explore. There are a few negatives with this set. One of them being is the stickers. They weren't hard to put on, but for me, this set should have been mostly printed. I don't know. Stickers just make the set kind of feel cheap. I don't understand that. I don't know. I just don't care much for stickers. And in addition, some of these transparent pieces came in scratched and pitted. It's kind of also another bummer with this set. Hopefully yours is not this bad. But this one was not bad, but one of these was just heavily scratched, and that was enough to set me off. It was, like I'd mentioned, it makes the set feel used and cheap. But all around, though, you are getting a fully playable model. This is going to be a fun one for any builder of any age to explore. Even I had fun putting this one together. Now my score on this set is going to be a 7 out of 10, just due to the fact that it seems like it's just average to a little bit above average build quality. It's not quite portable. Stickers and the scuffed parts, like I mentioned. This is a fun one to just play around with. I mean, look at all the stuff you could do here. And yeah, it kept my interest, but I want to know what you think about this set. Honestly, this is a nice one for what it is.